This conference will now be recorded.
Whoops, here we go. Share my screen again. Can everyone see my screen?
Yes.
Alrighty. So not a ton of updates this week, like I just mentioned. However, there are a couple things I want to make sure I communicate to everyone. So I didn't put a PowerPoint together just because it didn't seem super useful in regards to just not having a ton of updates. What I have here, we're on www.nationalservice.gov. This is the Corporation for National and Community Services website. It's in their like FAQ section in regards to COVID-19, kind of like what they're doing and the impacts that it's having, and just kind of general questions for members, but also for program grantees, you know, and staff like myself. But I'm specifically looking at information from AmeriCorps members. And so on this page, which I will also send out to all of you, there is specifically 2 questions that I want to make sure that I go over. Because they may in some way relate to you in your own individual case. So, typically AmeriCorps members cannot receive unemployment definitely through the state of Iowa. State of Iowa does not allow that. However, in this FAQ, one of these questions states, I successfully completed my full term of AmeriCorps service. Example, my contract was for 1,700 hours, 10 months or 12 months, and I completed the 1,700 hours, or I successfully served all 12 months in my AmeriCorps Vista term of service, but have been unable to secure new employment. Am I eligible for the pandemic unemployment assistance? And so that is like the federal unemployment assistance that's been put out like through the CARES Act. The answer to this says generally no. There is a limited list of exceptions to this to include if you are the primary caregiver for children who cannot attend school or another facility because it's closed due to COVID-19, are unable to obtain employment because you have COVID-19, or you live with or are providing care for a family member who has COVID-19. And there is a full list of exceptions, which I'll pull that up. I'm not going to go through them all, but I just want to make sure that people are aware of this in the case that it, you know, impacts you once your term is finished. I know specifically for members who are finishing their contracts this month. I know we had a handful last, you know, at the beginning of May, and then just a few this week, and then a couple in the next 2 weeks. So this is important to at least look into for your own situation. And I will also send this out to AmeriCorps members who did finish in the last 2 weeks as well. And so the next question is, I had a job offer for employment after graduation from AmeriCorps that was rescinded due to the impacts of COVID-19. Am I eligible for PUA, which is the Pandemic Unemployment Assistance? And it says yes, per section 2102A3A21GG of the CARES Act, if an AmeriCorps member completed his or her full term of AmeriCorps service and subsequently had a bona fide offer or job offer that was unable to start due to COVID-19 related disruption, then that member is eligible for PUA, the Pandemic Unemployment Assistance. There are some things in here that says, what if I live in a different state when I was serving in, which state do you apply in? So it does have some guidance. How do you claim the Pandemic Unemployment Assistance? That information is in there. It looks to refer people back to your state unemployment benefits office. So again, you know, this may not be part of your situation for when your term ends. However, it is important to at least look into. I want to make sure that you have that. So again, I'll send this out in an email. If you have any questions, let me know. I may not have the answers right away, but I will work with you to get you those answers. So yeah, any questions on that? Okay, so really the next piece that I want to go over, in addition to that, so I have been working on a more accessible way to get information out to you all. So, or at least get information to you for more of a long-term way. So you don't have to go searching for your documents. You don't have to email Kim or I to get documents. Just trying to make sure I'm getting things out to you and that you know where to go. So I'm on the cityofdubuque.org. Technically, you can go to cityofdubuque.org/AmeriCorps. It'll bring you to our main page. And then as you look over here, I've just been doing some cleaning up on our website. If you choose apply online, that's going to take you to the employment page. The impact page will show data. Alumni will take you to a page with some information about people who have served with our program. Specifically, I want to draw you to member benefits and alumni resources. I've been putting together all of this information to get you good information. So AmeriCorps alums is a page that's going to take you to it's an AmeriCorps alums page. So they kind of have, it's like a post AmeriCorps professional resource page. There's different AmeriCorps alums chapters all around the community. I'm not aware if there is one directly here in Dubuque. However, if people are interested in starting one of those up, we can do that. So, and then we also have information on the AmeriCorps living allowances, which kind of, you know, it just talks you through what those amounts look like, what the living allowance is. There is some resources and tips and things like that that are available. This will also be a place that you, if you need to change your direct deposit information, there's some forms here that I've posted up. They're the city forms. So, and the FAQs on that. So that's accessible to you. The information on childcare assistance for AmeriCorps positions is in here now. COVID-19 resources. So this is just the page that I've been putting all of our weekly PowerPoints on and just kind of general information. So that's where this will go as well. Just so you don't have to continually refer back to emails, things like that. Health resources. So this kind of talks about like what healthcare options there are, Medicare, Marketplace, things like that. End of service exit requirements. So this is going to walk you through what documents are needed, what sort of like exiting you have from AmeriCorps, whether that's successful, compelling personal circumstance, or for cause. You'll see the end of term evaluation. So I usually try to send those out in an email to everyone, you know, to make it a little bit easier. But in the case that, you know, you'll lose it, you delete the email, you can't find it, anything that happens, these will also be here. This is kind of a walkthrough on the information that you need, understanding compelling personal circumstance and for cause exits, the information on the member assistance plans as well. So how to download the app, where you can go, the numbers to call, what sorts of things they offer. And then down here are all of the plan documents that they offer. So, you know, there's information on medical advocacy, counseling, work-life resources, things like that. So that is, I'll continue to add information to that page as that comes available. The link to myamericorps.gov. If you're ever wondering, oh gosh, where do I go to use my education award? Here's your link. It'll send you right to that page. The link to Encore Reports is on here as well. And then I have been putting together better directions on getting you into Encore reports. There's also detailed how to enter your timesheets on there and a tutorial, things like that. The program policies, so kind of our general policies, I am working on trying to get everything up there for you. So again, this isn't completely finished. I've been working on it for the last couple weeks, and then, we're getting there, but the grievance policy is on here, the form, so if you needed to file a grievance or something like that, the documentation is all here to submit that. Same for needing a reasonable accommodation. A reminder, if you're ever wondering, oh, prohibited activities, the things that Heather rants about all the time, they're listed in here. And then, so all of those public benefits. So just getting you linked to if you need to apply for food assistance during your term of service, if you haven't already, Medicaid, all of that, instructions are there. So whether that was you need it or you need that coming up, or if you need that in the future, it'll be there. The Seagull Education Award. So clicking on here, it's going to take you to kind of a page that will walk you through information on accessing your award, steps on to create a forbearance request, the education payment award, interest payment award, all of these sorts of things, information about it. Again, just because this information is up here doesn't mean that you can't, contact me if you are having any trouble. You can definitely do that. I'm happy to help in any way. I just want to make sure that this is up there, to help benefit both you and also myself, so we don't have to constantly be hunting down the most up-to-date information. We'll all know kind of where that is. But again, I will walk you through as much as I can. And then also here, the Education Award Iowa tax document. So in the year that you use your Education Award, it is tax-free if you are an Iowa resident. So this kind of talks you through how to use that. So, and then the other resource that I have on here would be like student loan forbearance and, oh gosh, it's just loading and freaking out, and public student loan forgiveness. So just information on there. Again, this is not a complete list. It's not, we're still working, or I'm still working on it. Kim's gonna comb through it for me to make sure I didn't write down some instructions that make absolutely no sense. So just trying to get clear, concise information out to you all, and have a complete resource for that in the future. So I'll also send out the link to this, but again, you can always go to cityofdubuque.org/AmeriCorps. And you can also, if you're on the City of Dubuque's main page, you go to the drop-down list community, and then we're right here where it says AmeriCorps Partners in Learning. So you can find us that way and kind of go down here. I've also added, we always have a staff list. So I have been in the process of, whoops, I clicked on another thing, but I've been on the process of putting all of our members who have completed and are current so that we know who you all are. So yeah, just wanted to do that. So, you're all honored. So yeah, any questions? That's kind of all the updates I have. Oh, I guess one thing that is in the process of happening is the City of Dubuque is in the process of developing our re-entry plans. So that it doesn't mean a whole lot right now, because it's going to be having employees re-enter the workspace within kind of a staggered manner. So for the AmeriCorps office in particular, you know, I may not have like consistent office hours in the building for a little while. Obviously, I'm still accessible to you, you know, from here on my couch. So weirdly enough, things haven't changed so much, just my location. The city buildings, I've heard maybe a tentative June 1st as a start. However, that could change, you know, with any given day on when people will be allowed to enter into city buildings. But it's also, we are all trying to take into account, you know, community safety, but also the safety of our employees and our AmeriCorps members and things like that. So any, you know, things like that, as we start to learn more about that, I will communicate that to all of you, not just as AmeriCorps members, but as, you know, your citizens. So I also want to make sure we're getting information out to you. So yes, any questions or anything anyone's wondering? Just
Hi, Heather. I have a question, please.
yeah.
Like my term is over on May 16th, so do I still have access to, like, you know, the benefits that you're talking about? And does that make sense?
For like the member service,
You know, like the assistance and all that stuff. If your term's over, is that all that stuff unavailable to you as well?
sorry, you were a little distorted. So could you, what was the
Oh,
question?
I'm sorry. So my contract ends May 16th, but do I still have access to, like, some of the assistance, you know, that you spoke of?
Yeah, let me double check. I'm gonna guess that you mean like the member service plan,
Yeah.
things like that. Let me confirm that by contacting the people. I'm not 100% sure. You may, but let me confirm. So
Okay.
I know that, you know, when we purchase this, we purchase it for the number of AmeriCorps members that we have in a year. So I don't know if they have, like, if it's just like, okay, this person has access to it for the entire year or for not. So I will confirm that.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. Yeah. Any other questions? Valerie's asking if I have heard back about funding for next year, or do you know when you will hear if the program is approved for next year? So I have heard back. I can't make an official announcement yet. The official announcement on what that funding, if approved or not, will be released on Monday. Basically all grants are quote unquote embargoed, which means that we can't make any confirmations or denials to the public until the corporation releases that in their own press release. So yeah, so Monday we can officially make announcements. So I will have that to all of you on Monday.
Great, thank you.
Yeah. Any other questions? One thing, I don't have it pulled up, but I did send out an email. Actually, I think I can pull it up. Cam. Did I send that to you, Kim? Or maybe I sent it to Valerie. I think I sent it to all of you, right?
What is it? I'm sorry.
I think I sent it. I'm just looking for, gosh, where did I send all of that? Oh, there we go. Virtual disaster response. Oh, I didn't send it to the people ending this weekend. However, I believe I can. I don't think this is just limited to current serving AmeriCorps members. Next week, there is a AmeriCorps disaster response team virtual summit and training opportunity. So there are certain AmeriCorps programs, they're called AmeriCorps disaster response teams. For short, they're called ADARTs. And they are doing a virtual summit and training opportunity. Kim is going through that next week just to communicate and find and document any information that is going to be relevant. But specifically, they're going to be talking about like service during COVID-19 and all of that. It's a summit is Monday of next week through Wednesday. So it's kind of a 3-day virtual summit. I know that some of it, there's actually going to be like presentations and things like that, but there's also going to be just kind of general information as well. And I think some of it is a learn as you go information. So I've sent that out to people who whose contracts still continue. But for those of you who do end this weekend, I will also confirm if that is something that you can participate in, you know, even though your contract has finished, if you're interested. So that's kind of one other thing to look into as well. So any other questions? Okay. So if you do happen to have any questions, you know, at any point in time, whether your contract is active or not, you can always reach out to me. I am available to help with whatever I can, whenever I can. So send me an email, you can call me, you can text me, whatever works for you. Other than that, I will, I'll end this here. I'll get those, I'll look into some of those questions and get this information out to you within the day. All right. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, Heather. Have a great day.